Welcome to the Excel Executive. Today we will be talking about date formats. Now I did cover different formats in the last video, but I thought that this should be a dedicated video because it gets confusing sometimes when you have just started using Excel. So we will talk about date formats in this video in detail. Here I have typed a few numbers. So we have 100,000, 10,000 and 40,000. What I'm going to do is that I'm just going to copy it in this row. And then I'm going to go here. So right now the format is set to no specific format, and I'm going to change it to a short date. I'm going to click it, and as you can see that these numbers are converted into dates. What is happening? So the way Excel engine works is that because it has to calculate durations, so the software needs two values out of which it can subtract so that it can give you the difference, which will be considered a duration when you are doing that between two dates. So in Excel, the number 1 is treated as 1st of Jan of the year 1900, and everything else is calculated by subtracting it from this date. So 100 is going to be this. If I type in 26 September, so 1000 is going to be 26 September 1902, 10,000 is going to be 18th May 1927, and 40,000 is going to be 6th of July 2009. So if I type in today's date here, I have already typed it here, I'm just going to copy it, paste it here, and paste it here. And if I change it back to no specific format, you can see that today's date in Excel is basically 45,502. So if I subtract this with any other date, so for example these two dates, so the difference is going to be, let's try it here, so this one minus this. So if someone asks me how many days are between today's date and 6th of July 2009, then I can tell that person that it's 5,502 days. That is how it works in Excel. So now, if you have understood this, then I'm going to move on to the next thing. So here what I did is that I typed in two dates. So it's 1st Jan 2024 and 31st of December 2024. So if I subtract these two numbers, the answer should be 365. So this is the first day of the year and this is the last day. So I'm going to do just that. So I'm going to say equals this minus this bit, enter, and it says exactly 365. That is the first thing. That whenever Excel is using a date, that date is basically a number, and you can always convert it by changing the format going here. The next part is that how that date is displayed here. So we have days, month, and year in every date. So day is displayed as D, M is month, and year is Y. Simple stuff. So what happens is that you can use these different formats to show how that date looks. And again, any date is basically a number at the back end. So I'm going to use this date and I'm going to show you different options that you can do. So basically when you are typing in a date format, it asks you for what should I show when it comes to the day, what should I show when it comes to the month, and same with the year. So I'm just going to go in. It's easier this way. So I selected this cell and went into the format. Here we have different dates available. You can check them out later. What I'm going to do is that I'm just going to go to the custom. So whenever you use this option and you have selected a date, it will give you these options on top. So it says days with two D's, then a slash, then months with two M's, then a slash, and then with years, four Y's. So for days, we have these four options. So it's a 29th of July, so you won't be able to see this. I'm going to show you by typing in another date, which has the first 10 days in it. So here, for the day, you can type a D. This is going to show you the single number. So in case of the first 9 days, it's going to show you 1, 2, 3, not 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Here it's 29, so it makes no difference. With two Ds, it's going to show you two digits. With three, it's going to show you the name of the day in 3 letters. And if I type in one more D, it's gonna show you the name of the day, the whole thing, Monday. So I'm gonna go back for the month. You have same thing. If it is a 1M, it's gonna just show you the first letter. So it's July, so it's 7, so it's just gonna say 7, not 07. If I type in 2 M's, it's gonna be 07. 3 M's is gonna be name of the month, but only the first 3 letters. So it's July. 4 is gonna show you the whole name of the month. For years, as far as I can tell, we only have 2 options. So double Y is gonna show you the last 2 digits of the year, and if you type in 3 or 4, it's gonna show you the complete thing. So let's say I type in 3 M's right here, press enter. It's gonna say 29 July 2024. And one more thing is that you can, instead of this, you can use hyphens as well. Okay, one more thing to consider is that if you type in the date incorrectly, you can know that it is not a date because it will be left aligned. So let me show you one thing. So if I say July 1st, then 27, then 24, or 2024, enter, it stays on the left side. So I can tell that this is not a date. If I change it to a number, it's not gonna change. It's gonna stay the same. So what I'm supposed to do is that I'm supposed to correct it first. So I'm gonna type in 27, July 24. And now as you can see, it is aligned on the right side, showing that it is a number. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is a formula which you can use if you want to calculate the days or the months or the years between 2 dates. So it's equals dated if, start the parenthesis. And this is a very useful formula when you're trying to calculate between 2 different dates. So you take the date, the starting date, comma, the ending date, comma, and then in double quotations. If you want to calculate the number of days, you type in D. For months, you type in M. And for years, you type in Y. So let's try days. And then I'm going to close it, press enter, and it says 365. Now I'm going to change it to M, and it's supposed to say 12, but I think it's going to show you 11. Right. And for years, it's going to show you 0. Right, so let's try this by adding one more day in this. So I'm just gonna add +1. And there is something wrong with this. Maybe not a good way to add it like this. So I'm just gonna change it. I'm just going to type it manually. So I'm just going to copy this, paste, and 2025. Now it says 1 year, and if I change it to M, it's going to show you 12. And if I change it to days, it's going to show you 365 plus 1, 366. And let's see what was happening here. So if I change it back to 31/12/2024. Okay, it's calculating the same number of days. Maybe change the date to a number. Go in here, equals +1. It worked. And now if I change the date, you will see the correct one. But here in the formula, it changes to a number. Here, it looks like a date. That is one thing that you should consider when you are doing calculations like this. So if you want to add in a date, then it should be, so let me do it for you. So if it were 31/12/2024, I haven't tried this ever, but let me try it today. Why not? 1/1/1900. No, it doesn't work like this. So that is one way to consider. So date formats, first thing first, that everything is calculated from 1st of Jan of 1900. So if you minus 2 dates, that will be the result. So in the back end, every date is basically a number. Second thing are the formats. So you have the day format, month and year, and you can use these combinations to get the desired representation. And that is it for today's video. Do all the good stuff. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.